Alright guys, figured I'd go ahead and slide a cornbread recipe in here. It's easy. You can also follow any directions on the back of these. They work really well. I just figured I'd show you how I do mine and how I do it. I went ahead and measured everything out. Usually when you measure a cup, you fill it to the top and level it off. That would be a correct 1 cup measurement. I do everything heaping. I'm Southern. I'm from Tennessee. I usually wouldn't even measure this, but I was just doing this just in case there's somebody out there that wants to make cornbread, isn't really sure about how much goes into what you put where, all the things. It's just, it will make it easier for you. That way, if you need to, you can come back to this video and reference it. I use a cup of self-rising cornmeal. I use a half a cup of White Lily self-rising flour. I use whole buttermilk. I always use whole buttermilk. It makes a big difference in your cornbread. Now, as far as the oil, I usually always use bacon grease, but I'm out. So, you gotta make do with what you got. Grapeseed oil. The reason why I'm using this versus like olive oil is because the smoke temp to this oil is up to about 500 degrees. Okay. Olive oil is only good for up to about 200 to 300 degrees, and then it starts to turn toxic. So we don't want to really risk it. So we're going to use a 1/4 cup of our grapeseed oil. That's what we do. Now, my secret to some of the best cornbread, other than the ingredients you put in it, is greasing this cast iron really good. You want to put this baby in your oven at 450, which is what you're going to cook your cornbread on, for about 5 to 7 minutes. When you pull this out, this should be screaming hot, okay? And what you'll do is we're going to put all of our ingredients together. I'm going to start off with about a cup of whole buttermilk. Now, just depending, you may need more or less. Really, there's no rules. You can do this to your liking. We'll start out with like a cup and a quarter, just to see where that gets us, okay? I like to put all my wet ingredients in first, and then my dry. Oops, sorry guys. It just makes it a little bit easier for me so that things don't get stuck to the bottom and all the things. Here's our oil. And of course, I always take a rubber spatula because I'm a little bit anal like that. Get it all, folks. Like that, okay? All right, and of course your egg. I'm gonna do the same thing with the egg here. We want all that egg, because of course this is just a binder. Your egg is just a binder. All right, so now, all right, there's your first 3 ingredients. While my skillet is heating up in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and combine my dry ingredients. So we have 1 cup of self-rising cornmeal. Now, the reason why I add a little bit of flour, not everybody does, is because this will keep your cornbread soft. No matter what kind of cornmeal you use, lots of times, if you pull it out, and let's say you got cornbread left over, the next day your cornbread will be hard as a rock. But if you use about close to half of what you use in your cornmeal, you won't notice a difference, and it will keep your cornbread really soft and pliable, which I like to eat it the next day. Don't judge me, but I put it in the microwave and heat it up and put a little buttermilk on it, and I eat it like that. All right. Mix it up. And, of course, cornbread is one of those things. My dad likes to make his and put a little onion in it. You can make Mexican cornbread. There's a lot of things you could do with cornbread. Okay, let's mix this up. Sorry, I'm too lazy to dig out the bowls. I need to do like Marcy or Sweet Savage Daughter and clean out my cabinets. All right, it's a little thick, so I'm going to add just a little, because I want this to spread really nice and evenly once my cast iron comes out of the screaming hot oven. Because once we pour this batter, we want to hear a sizzle. We want to hear a sizzle. So anyways, mix this. All right, now, that looks about right. Some people would say, oh, it's a little runny. Trust me, with the size of this pan, it's going to be perfect. Oh, yeah. All right. There we go. Let's go ahead and put this on pause and wait for this screaming hot cast iron to come out of the oven. Be right back. All right, now we're picking back up where I have heated my cast iron skillet. And I want you to give this a listen. This is what you want to listen for. This gives you the beautiful crispy bottom. I don't know if you can hear that sizzling. About drop that in the floor. All over the place. I'm a messy Marvin. Anyway. Let's see here. But yeah, basically that's it. You want to make sure you got it into a screaming pan. It makes all the difference. There we go. All right. There we are. Now, it will go in the oven at 450 for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'll bring it out when it's golden brown and give you a look and see what it looks like.